heard the phrase, fake it till you make it, and most of us have probably made use of the strategy in one situation or another. But does faking it become problematic? And if so, at what point? That's what we're getting into in today's TNT Chat. Fake it till you make it. What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. Absolutely, I'm okay with that. I have had to fake it as a TV host since day one. What I try to remember is that when you are faking it, I don't think it's about becoming a whole different person. I think it is about sort of jumping into your alter ego. And I can think of so many situations where I needed that. When I was being flown out to New York City to be interviewed by ABC News, do you think I felt comfortable in that position? I was like, what am I doing here? I had to pretend that I belonged. They would pick me up in a beautiful black SUV, and it's like, even on the plane ride there, you know, the ticket is bought by Disney Corporation. I'm looking at it like, who do they think I am? But I'm going to pretend. And so I'd get in that car and get on that plane and go to the beautiful hotel, and on the way walking to the studio every single time, it was like I had to go through this script in my mind that actually you belong here, they want you here, they want to meet who you actually are, not the person that you want to crawl into your shell like a turtle. They're here to learn who you actually are, and I had to fake it. When I started hosting Cityline, I had to fake it. I would watch reruns of the show to understand the format and the experts on the show, but I really had to pretend that I belonged there before I actually believed I belonged there. And so I have found it very useful, and it's advice that I give to people all the time. T, what do you think? Are you into faking it till you make it?
I do it all the time. I fake it. You gotta fake it till you make it. I think in certain situations, especially when it comes to your career, like in professional situations, but I even think it comes like when it comes to dating. I think that you have to, in certain situations where if you are not confident, it won't be looked upon in a very good way. I think it's time you fake it. Like if you're on a date and you're super nervous, I think you gotta fake your way through it. Like, cause it's not gonna look very good to the other person if you're shaking and nervous. In job interviews, I faked it so many situations where I walked in there all confident. Meanwhile, my knees were banging and shaking. People don't realize every time I come on this show, every time I have to speak, I am nervous. People are like, you have so much confidence, you have this, you have that. I'm faking it, and I tell people that all the time. I just don't want fear to stop me. I think in some situations, maybe it's not good to always fake it, like if you're completely being somebody different, like completely different, or if you are faking it in a way where it's like you're faking your way into a job that you can't perform once you get there. You know, I don't think that's a good thing. Like, you know, don't lie your way into a job where it's like, uh-oh, now I got here, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think those are good ways to fake, but I think if you're just looking, because people are not attracted to when you're not confident, it's just not attractive. So I think sometimes you need to just muster up everything that you have and do the thing that you think you can't do and fake your way through it. I do it all the time.
100%. The one thing I would say is kind of weird, and I think both of you and I have seen this, when you meet people on social media, and on social media they're very outgoing and bubbly, and they feel very connected to you, and then you see them in real life and they are the turtle in the shell. And it's very difficult to reconcile. Where did that person go that was chirping at me, like bantering with me? And that's when I think the faking it thing goes a little bit too far. You went outside of who you are now, and you've taken on a persona that actually has nothing to do with who you are. That's where I would say slow down a little bit and understand that when you're faking it, it's actually a part of who you are. It's just not the part that maybe is the most easiest thing for you to slip into. But you can get there. It's who you are. It's part of the layers of who you are. It's not a whole different category of person that you are completely pretending to be. Do you know what I'm saying, T?
Well, I'll push back a little bit on that. Like, I understand exactly what you're saying. Like, you don't want to leap so far from who you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, that's about career. So I think sometimes if people are comfortable in their rooms and they're doing YouTube channels and they're very bubbly, and then when they get out into society, they're not that way. And I've run into that many, many times. As long as they're not rude, I think it's kind of okay that they're not that person. That you come across that with actors and musicians, people who play to stadiums. They're up there rocking back and forth on the stage and they're singing songs and playing guitars, and then when you meet them in person, they're shy. I don't necessarily think that that's faking it. It's like a alter ego, almost, like you said. Like, they come into this person that performs for everybody and entertains everybody, but it doesn't mean that's the person who they are. A lot of comedians like that, apparently. Like, you know, they're really funny on a stage. They can hold stage for a whole hour making you all laugh, and then when you meet them, they're kind of shy. I don't think that's fake. I think it's just about having an alter ego. And again, if it's for your profession, because I'm all about the profession, if this is going to help you move forward, then you got to fake it. Even if it's not who you really are, when you get off stage, you're maybe more shy, or you're maybe more, you know, you don't like people around you. Some people are like that. And so I don't have a problem with that. I actually don't have a problem with that.
I would say if your social media, I guess if you put it in the category of a performer, then yes. If you put it in the category of you're trying to be authentic and that does not exist in you at all, unless you're on Twitter or Instagram, then it's kind of weird. But I hear what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, T. Let's you and I continue to fake it. I feel like we've made it, but we're just going to continue to fake it. Thank you for your views on that.